Okay, so I'm delighted to be joined today by Catherine Lawlor, who is going to be one of the soloists in our next concert, which will be at the Church of the Resurrection in Drayton on Sunday, March the 22nd at 3 p.m. That's got my plug in for the concert straight away. So, welcome, Catherine, and maybe you could begin by letting our kind of watchers know. And how did you get into music, and where did that begin?
So I come from a musical family. Both my parents have music degrees. My dad is a woodwind specialist. They oboe, clarinet, saxophone, you name it, he plays it. He also specializes in early music, so he plays the shawm and the cornet, not the brass cornet, but the Renaissance cornet. And then my mum started life as a flautist, but these days plays more piano. She's actually went into just education, but not in music. So she did leave that behind, but music was sort of always around the house. And I would play the recorder and the piano with my dad when I was very young. And then I saw there's the school teacher, Janice Moore, who's my first violin teacher. She was brilliant. And she played to a huge group of us at school on violin, and I just decided I really desperately wanted to play that. I went home, told my parents, and thankfully I already had a violin because they had a few years previously bought me a violin, and I at the time just sort of didn't quite take to it. I was a bit too young at the time, but then took to it at that later stage.
Yeah, you're a kind of professional musician. So how did you get into that? Because it's obviously a very competitive field. So take us through, and what are you doing now?
Yeah. So I was in the county youth orchestra, which is probably the big sort of push that got me into wanting to do it professionally. And then I went to music college. I studied in Cardiff and then in New York. Spent a bit of time in New York freelancing out there, and then came back and did the same here. So I spent my time freelancing with orchestras, playing chamber music, and occasionally doing the odd concerto, which is pretty well.
Excellent stuff. So now you have played solo a few times now for the orchestra, but usually each time has been on the violin. Now this concerto, Max Bruch's concerto, is for clarinet and viola. So tell us a bit about how you got into playing the viola, and what's the main fundamental difference between a viola and a violin, would you say?
So I actually got into the viola because of the county youth orchestra. At that time, we were all expected to play the viola for a term. So that was my sort of first go at the viola. And then as soon as someone hears you're a viola player, you get lots and lots of opportunities on the viola, which is brilliant. So I did quite a lot of that at school. But then I actually didn't play for a number of years. And when I was at music college for my undergraduate degree, I didn't really play it at all. But then when I was doing my master's over in New York, we were doing Fauré Requiem, which has got more violas than violins in it, which is a quite sort of unexpected thing to appear. So they wanted anybody who could play the viola. And I sort of stupidly said, actually, I think I can do that. But I hadn't played for a number of years. Oh, great. Yes, we'll have you playing. I really didn't know what I was doing. And my friends who do actually play the viola thought it was hilarious. But then I actually found that I really enjoyed it. So at that point, then I thought, well, maybe I should practice on this a little bit and actually see if I can get good at it. So that's what I did. And whilst I would still say I'm very much a violinist and not a violist, I enjoy playing the viola and getting.
Excellent. Well, this particular kind of concerto is quite an unusual one because it's for clarinet and viola. So tell us a bit about Bruch's concerto and what's in it for the viola player.
Viola and clarinet are natural friends, really, in terms of music. They've got a similar kind of that mellow tone that we really associate with both instruments. So they suit each other as duet partners. And I think Bruch obviously recognized that, and he liked the viola quite a lot. And there's some lovely little pieces by him for the viola, and obviously there's some lovely little pieces for the clarinet, I think, as well. So it is a natural pairing, and often violas like to borrow the clarinet repertoire. The viola doesn't have huge sort of sonata repertoire, until you get into the 20th century. And then they all start to realize, oh, actually, there's some fantastic pieces. You got some earlier stuff as well, like often we play the arpeggione on the viola. Spike Cat's probably really designed for that. But it's, I think it's nice that we take those moments, share those pieces. Yeah.
Thanks. Well, I think, and obviously this concert as well. It's Colin Wilkins, the leader of the orchestra's farewell, and he specifically asked you to kind of take part in this concert. So, have you got a kind of few words for Colin and his sort of influence on you and music more generally?
So I have known Colin for quite a while now, and I think we first met at Chichester Symphony Orchestra, and he's always one of those people that was always so happy to be making music, always one of those people that you could rely on in the section to be, really know the music, know what was happening, and it was a great sort of working with him there. And then it's just been lovely knowing him through Portsmouth Philharmonic and then also Chichester and just all the local groups really, because he plays for everyone, it feels like, but as he should, because he's such a brilliant player and everything, and excellent player.
Well, it's brilliant that you're doing this farewell concert for kind of Colin. So we're really looking forward to hearing you and Rob Blanken, the clarinetist, play. So break a leg with the concert, and we shall see you next Sunday for that. Thank you. Catherine Lawlor.